Hey everyone, welcome to the Dram Amateur Podcast, your go-to show for everything bourbon, whiskey, rum, tequila, mezcal, and beyond. I'm your host, Jason. Join me as I journey and explore the world of alcoholic spirits. Let's get started. All right, welcome back to the Dram Amateur Podcast, the show where we explore the stories, spirits, and sips that make the world of whiskey, bourbon, rum, tequila, and mezcal so exciting. I'm your host, Jason, and I'm thrilled to have you here for another pour of a great conversation. Before we dive in, don't forget to connect with me on Instagram, X, and Threads at Dram_Amateur, and Facebook under the Dram Amateur Podcast to stay in the loop with exclusive content and updates. Whether you're a seasoned enthusiast or just starting your journey into the world of fine spirits, this is your spot to sip, learn, and share. So pour yourself something good, get comfortable, and let's kick off another unforgettable episode of the Dram Amateur Podcast. And with that, all right, I would like to get you ready for today's guest because I'm excited to bring the perfect style or the perfect blend of style, strength, and spirits. She's got a closet that could rival a runway, a whiskey collection that could make a master distiller jealous, and a fitness routine that keeps her lifting, sipping, and slaying all day. Whether she's rocking the latest fashion, breaking a sweat in the gym, or breaking the seal on a bottle, she does it all with flair and fire. So pour yourself something good and get ready to meet the unstoppable, always fashionable, whiskey-loving powerhouse, Emily, also known as Emily Alden on Instagram. Emily, welcome to the Dram Amateur Podcast.
Hello, thank you for having me. That was quite the intro.
I even got clapping for you, too. Well, welcome to the podcast. How you doing today?
I am fabulous. I'm happy to be here. This is exciting.
I'm excited to have you on. You are probably one of the influencers that I see quite often on my Instagram feed.
I love that.
And it's one of those things that you see somebody so often, you feel like you've known them for your entire life. So it's pretty cool to have you on and get to know you a little bit better and share some of your story. Yeah,
I'm happy to be here, happy to share. And I love that you're getting that from my page. That means I'm getting my point across. That's awesome.
That's cool. So let's start out with a little bit about you and maybe your backstory. So like, when did you join Instagram? Why did you join Instagram? How have you evolved over time? Tell me a little bit about you and your profile.
Yeah. So I started Instagram, about 7 or 8 years ago. My first kiddo. I kind of went through that classic mom, just hermit hole, like, how am I supposed to socialize now that I have a kiddo? And I found Instagram and was like, okay, this is really awesome because it kind of eliminates a lot of the talking, like solid comments and talking from Facebook, and you can really connect more. So I started just sharing like everyday life, kiddo stuff, outdoor adventures, little mommy and daughter dates. And then I started connecting with other people that had similar interests, realized that, wow, there's a large community of people that like whiskey. Whiskey isn't huge here where I'm at. We're like beer country. And so usually when I bring up whiskey, people are like, nah, it's not my thing. So then to find similar connections with people with whiskey, and then kind of saw a niche for fashion. I felt like I was struggling as a new mom to find fashion that I felt comfortable in, confident in, and I thought maybe there was other girls that felt the same way. So started sharing that, and then it kind of all just evolved.
That's cool. That's very cool. How did you get into bourbon and whiskey? Like, how did that journey start?
So I started with drinks. I started making cocktails for friends, and I used to love to create craft cocktails and get creative. And then I hadn't really played around with whiskey, and I tried a pour and was like, okay, wait a second. All the complexity that I like to make and create into a cocktail, I can taste in this single pour. Like, what is this magic? And so I started getting more bottles and trying, and was like blown away at the diversity of each pour and how one brand can have multiple pours that all taste significantly different from each other. And I love to cook. I love to bake. And so kind of that whole, like, in the kitchen, if you put garlic and shallots and all these things together, it's going to create something beautiful. And you get the same tasting notes with whiskey. So that all kind of just transpired. And then slowly I stopped liking all the other kinds of alcohol. And here we are. I'm just a whiskey drinker.
That's cool. So what did you drink before? Like you said other drinks. So did you do tequila, vodka, gin, all of that kind of stuff? Okay.
Yep. All kind of alcohol. I really like the garnishes and the presentation and all of that. And so typically what I would do is, like, friends would come over and I kind of get a vibe for what type of drink they like. And then I would just create, and whatever I had on hand. If they're into fruity, then I start, kind of compiling those types of flavors, or chocolate, or whatever it might be, and craft their own specific cocktails. Different every time, usually, but just whatever I could come up with at the moment.
Do you feel like you're missing out because the world of whiskey has evolved a lot lately? And I mean, I know I started the same way you did, and I didn't start the same way you did. I started with bourbon and whiskey first, and I've evolved to rum and tequila and everything else. And I think it's just because my palate is wanting something different. I think that also the industry's changed a lot as well. It's harder to find bottles that you're looking for or whatever. So do you feel like you miss out on, do you feel like you're missing some of that stuff that you're only drinking bourbon now, or whiskey, or do you think you're pretty happy where you're at?
No, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I would say Oregon does not get a lot of bottles. We are definitely depleted in that area. So I do feel like I'm lacking as far as getting bottles that I see other people having. But as far as, like, other alcohol, most of it doesn't taste good on my palate anymore.
Okay.
I do like a good añejo or like a tequila, but really, like, rum or anything like that just all tastes inherently sweet to me. But
no, it's good. I mean, everybody's palate, I think that's the thing that I've learned too about myself, as you just mentioned, is like your palate changes so much over time, right? So like even something that you may have enjoyed 5 years ago, you may have a different opinion of it now just because of your palate. Yeah.
Ooh, I went hard for that Eagle Rare.
We all did. I mean, that's where I started too, because I remember when I first got into, well, I don't want to say when I into whiskey, I had Eagle Rare a long time ago. And then when I got back into it in 2019, I remember going to Total Wine and I'm like, where's your Eagle Rare? And I basically got laughed at by a Total Wine employee. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't find Eagle Rare on the shelf anymore. And I'm like, wait, I found it all the time on the shelf. Why? Like, why is that the case? And I started finding YouTube videos and starting to learn more about it. So, and now I have had a bottle of Eagle Rare that's a Total Wine store pick in my shelf for 3.5 years now, and I haven't even opened it because my palate's changed so much. So you're the same way with Eagle Rare? You used to like it and don't like it anymore?
Yep, absolutely. I used to love it. It was like anybody that came over, that was the first thing I would offer, like, you gotta try this. And same thing. Yeah, it was like so easy to find, just a regular shelf pour, and then all of a sudden it was like this hot topic and you couldn't find it anywhere. And now I try it and I'm like, no. It's lost all its appeal.
It really has. It's not. I don't like it as much as I used to, for sure. That's funny. We share similarities on that palate or that flavor profile for each of us. So, you mentioned cooking and everything. I will say, you make sourdough loaves of bread. That will make anybody jealous. So I have to say, I enjoy. I do all the cooking in my family as well. So I'm the cook. I do all the baking. Bread and dough is my kryptonite. Yeah, like literally my kryptonite.
It's tricky.
It is hard. It's really hard.
Like a high maintenance woman. Like, just one day you think you have it figured out, and then the next she mad and you don't know why. You don't know what you did, but you did something.
So I gotta ask, because I don't know, how do you do all the stencils on the top of it? Like, I just try. So I found a recipe that I do in my Dutch oven where, like, I'll make the dough, I roll it out on parchment, I basically roll it in my Dutch oven, throw it in the thing, and it's done like immediately. So it's like a 20-minute like dough to bread recipe, right? I go to cut the slits in the top of it, and it's like it's dragging the dough. It doesn't even look pretty. I'm like, this looks like a train wreck. How do you do all the stencils and the leaves and all of that kind of stuff on yours?
I do all the scoring with a razor freehand.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit easier. So the way that you do it is definitely the shorter method. I do where it takes like about 3 days, start to finish
Okay.
the whole dough. So that kind of creates like a tighter crust on it, which makes it a little bit easier to score. But scoring's tough because when you're in it, you're in it. Like once you cut, there's no going back. So some of my first loaves were not so pretty. We've evolved. We've come a long way since there. But I do like to play around with Christmas, making Christmas trees and leaves and pumpkins and all kinds of ridiculous things. And sometimes they're solid and sometimes you would have no idea what it was.
Just ship me your rejects. I'll eat them. I'm fine. I have no problem. It's sourdough's tough, isn't it? Like, I mean, because do you have like the whole mother and all of that kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you do. All right. That's pretty cool.
I got the starter, keep her fed. Her name's Carbon Electra. And she's a sassy girl. Gotta keep her fed. And yeah, it's an super old starter. My brother actually got me started on making sourdough. He doesn't make it anymore. I continued to make it. And yeah, now I sell it to friends and family around town.
That's pretty cool.
A fun little side hustle.
That's pretty cool. No, it's cool. It's an art. It's hard. I mean, like I have so I grew up in Massachusetts, big Polish community. So pierogies was a big thing for me. And I have like my great grandma's, like, I'm not Polish, but she used to make pierogies. I have no idea how and why, but I have her old recipe, dough and everything. And I'm so afraid to make it because dough just frightens me. Like me and dough do not get along at all.
You've got to just jump in.
I need to. I definitely
You'll never know if you can do it if you don't try it.
I definitely need to. So, all right, you want to jump into some questions? Because I have a ton of topics because you are a wealth of information. So I have a lot of questions for you because you have fashion and all these different things. So let's start with bourbon. Let me find a question here because I did not prepare because I'm talking to you. I'm like envious about your sourdough bread right now. So
now your mind is all confused. You're like thinking, I need some toast right now.
True that. Okay, so here's a good one, right? So what's the most unexpected or surprising reaction you received as a female bourbon influencer, and how did you handle it?
I would say for the most part, I have really great followers. I have not run into too many trolls or, hurtful things said, which is great. I think one of the biggies is mansplaining. Guys like to just instantly assume that you don't know, and they're just going to just knowledge throw up on you. And you're like, wait, I actually know everything you're talking about. But I would say that that's not necessarily specific to just women, because I have seen those same individuals do the same things to men. So I think that that's really just more of a character trait.
Yep.
The biggie, I was told by a gentleman follower that I deserved to be degraded and talked down to because I choose to take photos beside whiskey bottles. Not really, not provocative photos. Nothing is showing. Just like, hi, here's me, and I have a bottle of whiskey. And so now I need to be sent some really inappropriate messages.
And you block them immediately, right?
Yeah. Actually, well, what I did was I
Instagram and block.
Yeah. No. The funny thing is people don't know, I am so blessed to have an amazing community. And so if somebody's mean to me, my troops will rally. And I screenshot that real quick. And I was like, y'all, let me show you what this lovely gentleman decided to tell me. And people were like, what? Not okay. So yeah, that was not a fun one, but those are honestly few and far between. We really have a great community, and I don't run into that too often.
That's good. Yeah, it's disappointing to hear that too, because, I'm trying to think of the right words to say here without just like being like, you people are idiots. I think a lot of it, like, I always go back to the thing, right? If they were to meet you face to face and maybe even spend some time just watching your content for some time, maybe they do, and just get to know like you as a person through your content, I wonder if they'd have a different opinion, they have a different viewpoint or whatever. But again, it's these keyboard warriors, right? That just hide behind their keyboards and do all these things. And there's no place for that. There's no place for that in on Instagram and what we do. There's no place for it in society. There's no place for it in anywhere, to be honest with you. So do better, people, please, especially all you guys out there. Don't be like that. So
I know. And the first reaction from people was like, is that a real person? And I was like, sadly, yes, he is actually in the whiskey community. And then it was like, everyone was just like, we're unfollowing. I was like, ooh, you messed up, mister.
I mean, it's almost like honestly, you should shun all those people, to be honest with you. They have no place amongst the people, because it is a good community, right? I mean, one of the things I talk about with the podcast community is it's unbelievable. It has been more supportive for me, podcast community wise, than the whiskey community has. And not saying that it's not that the whiskey community hasn't been supportive, but I know from my experiences, other people's experiences, stories, and everything, and I see what they do for charity and all that stuff. Right? It's a very supportive community amongst us and for other people. So to have a troll in there like that does that, it's just not the right place for it in any way, shape, and form.
Agreed.
That's good. Well, continue to block them, share it with everybody, and we'll report them on Instagram.
My block finger is very strong.
Behave, people. Behave.
Yep.
What's one piece of advice? So if you give to other, I can't talk tonight. It's 10 p.m. my time. Obviously, I need to go back.
I know, you need a coffee or Red Bull or something.
I do. What's one piece of advice you'd give to women looking to break into the spirits industry as influencer professionals? Before you answer, I will tell you it is diverse, and I hope that people that are listening to this podcast understand that there are a lot of women in this industry, whether they are whether they're an influencer, whether they're a brand ambassador, whether they're your local bartender, to be honest with you, right? I mean, because that's how I got introduced to a lot of things, just a local bartender that I knew really well, and she introduced me to a ton of things. So what's one piece of advice you'd give to women that are looking to break into this?
I would say don't compromise. And that kind of covers a vast topics within the community. I think there is really a push for women to take suggestive photos. If that's your cup of tea, by all means, go right ahead. But if it's not, if that goes against like how you are and who you are as a person, don't feel like you have to change your standards to meet, what you've seen other people do. That comes down to brands. If brands reach out and you think you might want to work with them or you don't want to work with them, like don't just accept the first thing that comes in if it's not something that you enjoy, if it's not something that you connect with, because it's easy to hold a level of standard, much easier than it is to climb back up from lowered standards. So, I would just say don't compromise. Know your worth and stick to that.
Yeah, I think for any advice for anybody that's joining this, I think it's just be yourself, right? If people don't like you for who you are, there's a door. Go find somebody else to follow, right?
Absolutely.
And I think that's the thing I appreciate the most about you, from at least what I see in your content. And I told you this before we started, like you just seem very genuine, right? Like I think you seem like you're the same person that if I were to meet in public and bump into you or I were to see on Facebook, like, hey, I'm selling sourdough loaves, right? I'd be like, you're the same person there as we see on Instagram. And I think that says a lot about you as a person, right? Is that you, just like you said, you don't compromise. You're not trying to do the same thing as everybody else is, right? You are who you are. And if somebody does not like that or doesn't fit into that, then there's the door and walk out there. So I appreciate when I see posts from you and others within the community, right? When you have that strong presence like that and you believe in yourself and you're true to yourself, I think that really makes a big difference for all of us connecting then with you. I think that's good advice for anybody, whether you're a female, male, or whatever, getting into this.
Whiskey or not.
Agreed.
Just in life, really.
Yep.
I think to try to be somebody that you're not for an extended period of time is going to be really exhausting. Yep. So just stay true to who you are. And then the people that stay are going to be your people. And if they don't stay, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Like, then I don't want you here because this is who I am and I'm not willing to change for anybody.
Yep. That's great advice. It really is. It's very good advice. All right. So one more bourbon question. So you talked a little bit about you like baking and cooking, and you talked about garlic and shallots and all of these different things. So
and we're hungry now. Are you guys hungry?
Yeah, I had tacos tonight. So yes, I'm still, I think I'm getting hungry again, talking about all this stuff. If you were to create your own bourbon, what flavor profile would you aim for, and what would you want the story to tell of your bourbon?
Oh, that's an easy one. So growing up, my Nana and I were thick as thieves. She has since passed, but we were always in the kitchen baking. She's where I learned how to bake. She was a professional cake decorator. And at Christmas time, we always make these cherry bars. They've got like a delicious shortbread crust with this cherry filling and then like a crumble on top. And so it's cherry and butter and oatmeal and brown sugar and all those flavors. And that's what I would do. I would make a cherry bar bottle.
That sounds awesome. What would you name it? I'm putting you on the spot. That was not in the questions ahead of time. So if you had to name it, what would you name it?
Ellen Rose.
Ooh, I like it.
I would name it after my Nana. Yeah.
I like it. I very much like it. You probably put like a picture of the cherry bar or something on the label or something. Yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. No, I love that. I like that. It's pretty cool.
Thanks.
All right, so let's jump into some fashion questions because you are a fashionista. Okay. Yeah, I am not a fashion guy.
I don't know about that, but thank you.
I think the extent of my fashion is I will go shopping with my wife, and she will walk out, and she knows she's going to get an honest opinion from me, whether I like it or not, and that's all. She loves that about me. She's just like, thank you.
Yes.
She's like, because I'll walk out and be like, I hate this, and you'll find everything good with it, or I'll walk out and think, and then you'll be like, no, go back and try something else on. She's like, I appreciate the honesty.
Yes, honesty is always best.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, you have some fashion because I have that same t-shirt you're wearing.
I think everybody has this t-shirt, though. Well, let's hold on. We will talk a little bit more about fashion. So Emily earlier tonight posted an Instagram story, and she had on her Niners jersey. So we are Niners fans together. Yeah. So we do definitely have some fashion, some high style there, for sure. Whose jersey was it?
Bosa.
Was it Bosa's? Okay, very cool. Yeah, my wife loves Bosa. My wife's like, oh my God, he's so hot.
Have you seen the guy? That's not why I got it, just so you know. I do know all about football and the team and everything. It's not just because he's dreamy, but that helps.
Yeah, she's a huge Kittle fan. I had to buy her a Kittle jersey for Christmas. She loves George.
I could just hang out with Kittle, don't you feel like?
Yes. Him and Claire. Yes, agreed. They're like they seem like the most genuine, friendliest people. Everything I've ever seen him.
Did you watch his documentary? What was it called on Netflix that he was in?
Was it Receiver, right? With him and Debo? Yes. Dude, it was so cool to watch that. I keep on hoping they do like one of the Amazon Prime ones where they follow them through the season, or like the HBO ones where they do Hard Knocks. I keep on hoping they do something like that, because I think that team, we're gonna nerd out on the 49ers now. So sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm all about it. Let's do it.
Everybody on that team just is so genuine. And it's been hard this offseason to watch all the people that we lost, because I think there was some great people in that organization that we lost, unfortunately. but it's also the people that we continue to have on the team that like they're just seem like genuine nice people, like Bosa and Kittle and all of them. So like, yes, I would love to meet one of them and just hang out and just shoot the shit the entire time.
Right, absolutely. Didn't we lost Yush and then we got him back, didn't we?
Yes, that was a sad day because I was beside myself when that happened.
I was too. I was like, what the heck? And I was like in mourning, and then I heard talk of like, no, we got him back. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
don't play with my emotions like that.
I know. He was gone for like 2 weeks, and then we signed him back, and I was like, we signed him back. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I think it was like a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning. It was early in the morning. I remember seeing the thing come across Twitter, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank God he's back.
Seriously. This talk of Aaron Rodgers, how do you feel
No,
about that?
is that really happening? No, that's not.
I really hope not, because I loathe him so much.
You and me both. You and me both.
I don't know what I would do. Oh, gosh, it would be terrible. Here's hoping that doesn't happen.
So I remember when he was drafted. So I remember being at my friend's house and hoping that we drafted Aaron Rodgers back when him and Alex Smith were drafted. And I remember being so disappointed when Alex Smith was drafted. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm like, Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback, blah, blah, blah. But now, yes, I think Aaron was the better quarterback, but Alex was the better person because I think Aaron's a big jerk, for lack of a better term. And I'm so glad that
I call him a hound dog because every time he's on camera, he's like,
he's a what do they call him? Like he's just not a good teammate. Like he's not a locker room
he's not a team player.
Yeah, he's really not. He's all about himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he hasn't signed anywhere yet. I have
seen him scream at people when they didn't do whatever it was he thought, and it's like, you threw a crappy pass. What are you yelling at that person? Because they didn't catch it or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's not how we roll here.
So we need anti-Aaron Rodgers T-shirts, you know, with 49ers logos. So cool. Yeah, I would too. Please don't sign Aaron Rodgers. All right, so let's go into fashion. So if you had to describe your style using a bourbon brand, which one would it be and why? So you're going to nerd out on maybe a specific brand that you like and the reason why you like it.
I would have to say Barrel.
True that. That's a good one. They're
so versatile. There's so many different flavors. I feel like they're really approachable if you're not super into whiskey. Excuse me. They come out with all new stuff all the time. They're always mixing things up. And I guess I feel like that's kind of how I would sum up my fashion, is it's approachable and there's kind of a vibe for anybody. Not every pour is going to be liked and not every outfit is going to be liked for me either. But I feel like, Barrel, it's approachable. That's kind of how I would describe my fashion.
That's cool. Plus their labels, their coloring on their labels. I mean, come on, it's got style, right? I mean, it's eye catching. I mean, every single time I see one, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
I know. They get hate because they're like blended and what. I love it. I haven't never had a pour I didn't like from actually Seagrass. I do not like Seagrass, but every other one I love.
Hold the phone. You might be the only person I know that does not like Seagrass. We got to dive into this a little bit more. Why?
I went out, I was on Momcation and I went to this local.
I like that. I haven't heard Momcation yet. I like that one.
I mean, sometimes you just got to get away.
True that. True.
Momcation. I went to this local place that has great whiskey selection, and they had Seagrass, and I've heard mixed reviews on it. Some people say like it's cloyingly sweet. I don't like it, and then other people like rave about it. So I got a pour there, and it was so sweet. Like it hit my tongue, and I almost spit it out.
Wow.
It was that much. And I actually asked the gal to put bitters in it just to temper down the sweetness. That's how I felt about it. But I can see how people would like it. I'm just not like a super inherently sweet lover anyway. Like I would much rather have a salty treat than a sweet treat.
Yep.
And so that was like, whoa, I'm drinking snow cone syrup. Real sweet.
Is there red 40 in this? What the heck?
Yeah, seriously.
I think it's the rum, because I think it's finished in rum barrels. And for me, the thing I like about it, is the apricot on it. I get that so prominent in it, and it's such a unique characteristic of it. So like that's what I love so much about it.
That's why I love this pour is like inherently peaches.
Old like, Emmer. I have never seen that. Must be a West Coast thing. I have never seen that bottle.
It's not. They're out of Kentucky.
Okay, when I go to Chattanooga this weekend and search everywhere, I'm gonna look around.
It's really, really good. I mean, I had to get it because Emmer's.
I like that. I like that. It's like they named it after you.
And then I tried it and I was like, yes. I'm glad my bottle doesn't taste terrible.
It's good.
It's delicious. Yeah.
So back to barrel. Fun fact: I don't like Dovetail.
Oh, I love Dovetail.
See, and so I think we share a very like similar like you like what you don't like when the other people like a lot of people like, and I have never liked Dovetail, and I don't know why. Like I've tried it, and I'm like, it's fine, but I don't get all the hype behind it. I love yes, it is very good for a like I want to say budget, but for an approachable bottle for what you're paying for, it's fantastic. It really, really is.
And I appreciate that the proofing is usually pretty high and the price doesn't usually meet that. Like typically the higher the proof, then you're like, oh geez, there goes my wallet. But their high proof stuff is reasonable.
Yep.
I feel like.
Yep. They've done a really good job. And I'm surprised because they were in financial trouble or something a couple of years ago. I don't know if they've gotten out. I think they've probably gotten out of that, but they keep on, however they've pushed through that, they have. And I think that at the end of it, they're still doing good things with their products. They're still releasing unique things as well. And I think they're going to hopefully they continue to grow because like you said, I think there's several products they put out that are fantastic. I hear always good things about them. Even I haven't had some of their private selections or store picks, but I hear those are really, really good as well.
Yeah, I have had a few and they've, like I said, everything has been really solid.
That's cool.
Super good.
So
I wonder if their financial trouble was because they have so many options.
It could be.
Like they say with restaurants and stuff, like the less items you have, the better, because then you can be more specific in what you're buying and all of that. And I wonder if that's kind of what got them. It's what I love about them. Maybe that's where the struggle was.
Agreed. They do a fantastic job. They really do. I do not. I mean, even Dovetail, even though I don't like it, it's still quality. Like there's still quality behind it. It's not a terrible pour. It's just I don't like it from my palate. I don't think I've had one where like I've sipped it and been like, yeah, this is a drain pour, right? I think there's a lot of. I think everything they put out's really good. So hopefully they continue to grow because I like what they're doing.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, so more fashion questions because I gotta know. So how do you balance? So for us dudes, balancing dressing and confidence, it's like whatever. T-shirts and shorts for us guys, it just makes life easy. How do you balance dressing for confidence and self-expression while still embracing comfort?
I think I've always danced to the beat of my own drum, and I can wear whatever I want to wear, and it's not going to affect, like, I'm not going to wear it and think, oh man, I hope that this outfit goes over well. If I like it and I feel good in it, then that's all that matters to me. I also I'm kind of a ninja when it comes to comfy fashion. Like I will find the fancy dress. I recently wore a ball gown to a banquet and that thing was so comfy. Like I could have slept in it, and people were like, what? Like, I don't like to get dressed up. It's not comfortable. And I was like, get on over here and try out some of my stuff because I refuse to not be comfortable.
So when's the fashion Instagram page starting? I mean, geez, you've got, that's awesome. I mean, I would think I always hear like a gown's right. It's itchy. It's too tight. It's not comfortable, blah, blah, blah. So like when you starting your own brand, maybe that's what you should be getting into.
Maybe. Wow. There's a dream. That would be wild. I would like to do more work with different brands and get awareness out there for brands, especially smaller stuff. But to create my own, that sounds overwhelming.
I know. I hear this. I see the struggles my wife goes through with it. Like, so she'll do the Amazon Prime, the try before you buy thing, right? Which is the greatest thing in the world. They just ship it to your house. You try it on at your house. You don't like it, you just return it, And it's. I think she really likes that. So like, there'll be like a package with like 12 things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what did you get this time?
And she's like, I'm not keeping it all.
She's like, I'm trying it all.
I haven't tried it yet.
So, but it's a cool concept, and I think it's hard. I think even nowadays too, I think a couple things, the quality of clothes has changed, right? I think where they're manufactured. I know for me as a guy, the dumbest thing, but like Columbia t-shirts, when I used to wear them, I would get the same Columbia t-shirts would be manufactured in 3 different countries, and every single one fit differently.
Yes.
The cut, the length, the arms, the neck, the fabric, everything. I'm just like, can you guys just not manufacture from one place so I know I can come in and buy a t-shirt? Because then I have to try on every single t-shirt before I buy it, because I'm one of those guys. So it's hard, man. It's hard being a guy. I imagine it's harder being a girl.
I've gone to American Eagle and tried on a pair of pants, the same exact pair in the same size and the same color, and all 3 fit completely different.
Oh my God.
So you just never know. You really don't.
You got to try it all on.
Yeah.
All right. So last fashion one. In a world where social media influences fashion trends, how do you stay authentic to your own style rather than chasing trends? Or do you chase them? I mean, maybe you do chase them.
I don't chase them. I definitely, I think that the bigger trend is, well, I wouldn't say the bigger trend, but I would say that the thing that I would recommend people do is wear the outfit. Like, if you're going to chase something, don't chase the trend, chase the outfit that you never wear. I hear from so many gals like, well, you look cute in that, but I would never wear that because I'm just staying home. And it's like, well, who cares? Like, you feel good in it and you feel confident for the day, wear it in your house. Or like, I don't like to wear dresses because they're not comfortable, or what event do I have to wear it to? And you don't have to have an event. So I would say that I definitely don't follow trends, because I'm just uniquely, quirkily me. I have like a little bit of vintage. I love like kind of retro stuff. And then I love like a good outdoorsy outfit. And then I love beautiful dresses. So I'm all over the map. But I think just staying true to who you are, and then wear what you want to wear. You don't need an event.
No, that's cool. That's good advice. The 90s are back, by the way, if you haven't seen the clothing. So you back to the baggy jeans and everything?
It is wild to me to see the things I wore when I was little circling back around. I'm like, oh, she's arrived, folks. She has now had her clothing circulate. Oh, it's tough. No, I like some of the baggy pants, this whole barrel jean thing. Not really.
I know.
Not really behind that one. I feel like I've got too much hips happening. It's just gonna look like a bag lady. Some things just know your lane, That's just not my lane.
No, understand. I know my daughter's 16, and like she'll walk in with something on, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, am I back in 1995, 96? I'm like, what is happening? Like
90s grunge, what's happening?
I had no idea this was coming back. I'm like, who knew? But it's like one of those things. Everything circles back around again, Mm-hmm. It's just like
the short sweaters that go only over your shoulders.
Yes.
Those are back around.
Are they really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's crazy.
One of the things I wasn't crazy about then are now back around, and I'm like, they weren't good the first time. What are we doing?
I just want them to bring back hypercolor t-shirts. I don't know if you're old enough for that, but I remember hypercolor t-shirts, and I wasn't, I don't want to say I wasn't rich enough, but my parents, we just didn't grow up enough to, I think they were expensive at the time. I think they were like $30 to $50 if I'm not mistaken. And I never had a hypercolor t-shirt. So like now I'm like, can we bring a hypercolor?
I have my own job.
I'm a
big boy now. I want one.
I'll put my hand on it. My problem is I run so hot anyways, it would just change color to the hot color anyways. It would never show the cold color.
Hot.
Oh man, the 90s. Oh, the 90s. So now I got to figure out what's going to come back from the 2000s in time, because if it's the 90s now, the 2000s in another 5 years, so I'll have to figure out what's going to come back.
Yep, it's going to be the super long, lacy tank tops.
Yeah, that and the long remember the long basketball shorts that went down to like the mid calves and stuff like that? That's where we're going to have to come back. Could bring back all that stuff.
Heaven help us.
We've probably said that about the 90s too, but look, I mean, we're good. It's okay.
We're thriving. Hey, if I feel like it should be a stipulation that if the 90s fashion come back, they need to bring the 90s movie styles back, because let's be real, 90s movies are the realest.
Agree.
They are legit.
Yep, completely agree.
I've been introducing my daughters to them, and my youngest was like, Mom, I just love all movies from the 90s. You just had the best movies when you were a kid. And I'm like, you're right, and I'm glad you think that way. You just got major brownie points.
They were fantastic. I mean, everything now is a remake or it's a regurgitation of something. There's no like when we see a movie that's like a genuinely like new idea, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, a new idea. I'm like, let's watch this. Yeah, right? Exactly. Well,
it's like, oh, it's not a superhero movie and it's not horror.
Yes.
It's like, so you got to try it out and see, because those only come around once every blue moon. And then if it just so happens to not be a repeat, it's like you found the diamond in the rough.
Yeah. Talk about repeats. Did you see there's a new Karate Kid movie coming out?
Another one?
Yeah, but Ralph Macchio this time is Mr. Miyagi.
Okay. Oh.
But it's the whole same story with a different kid. So it's like literally I watched the trailer and I was like, wait. So this kid moves over from China or Japan. He moves to like New York City. He learned kung fu there, and then he comes over and he meets some girl who knows this guy who fights at this local dojo. And I'm like, why am I watching Karate Kid all over again? But it's 2025 and it's the same story. I'm like, it's literally the same storyline, like literally.
Interesting.
So talk about regurgitation of movies and content.
Did you watch his show?
I did, but it went like 2 or 3 seasons too long. Like I got done with it after season 2 or 3, and I was like, okay, it's too much.
Yeah, I feel like he's not the best actor.
No, it didn't get any better in this new Karate Kid movie either. The trailer I saw, I was like, wow, he hasn't changed at all.
Oh boy.
All right, we're not going to throw Ralph Macchio
under
under the bus.
Sneaking a flask in to watch that movie.
Either that or watch it at your house and you don't have to worry about it.
Yes,
you don't have to worry about sneaking a flask in.
I didn't know about that remake, but they are making a Freakier Friday.
No way. Are you
Lindsay
serious?
Lohan. Yeah.
Are you serious? She fell off the face of the earth and then came back all over again, didn't she?
She came back with a vengeance. She was like, y'all, I'm not on drugs anymore. I'm here. Let's do this.
Good. Yeah. Good for her. Listen, if that brings you back into the fold, yeah, that's the good thing for sure.
I mean, Hollywood, am I right?
Yeah, no kidding. Everybody has like this cyclical, like, oh, drug, back up, and yeah, agreed. Hopefully, she turns it around. When is that? Does it have Jamie Lee Curtis in it too? Because it wasn't Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
It does.
Oh my gosh,
she's ancient.
Everything comes back around. This is crazy. There's no new ideas.
Now it's like Lindsay Lohan is the mom. And then her daughter and her switch or something. I don't know. But of course we had to watch the original. My daughters and I, we got Dairy Queen. We sat, and they were just like, oh, this is the best.
But that's classic. That's a classic. That's completely allowed. Completely fair. Good. Completely fair. That's like them coming out with like a Goonies 2 or something. Like, just don't ruin it. Don't do it. Just let it be. Let it be. Let it be. All right, we're not gonna pick on Ralph Macchio or Lindsay Lohan anymore here.
He's gonna listen to this and be like,
"Hey, maybe I'll gain popularity." Famous. Like
this one girl trash talk Ralph Macchio. It's going viral.
Oh man. Let's talk about fitness. So I have to say I am very impressed. So every day, I believe, I think it's every day, Emily posts on her story a picture of a whiteboard with writing on it that she busted ass and kicked ass in her workout every day. And I'll tell you, I'm I'm very impressed with that. My wife does the same thing. I think you guys are all badasses that do this stuff. She's gone through a journey of working out, then stopping to work out, and then reinvesting in herself recently within the last year and a half. Joined a local gym, does the whole. We did Orange Theory for a little bit. But she found she wasn't a big cardio person. She found out she likes the weights more. So she very much likes lifting weights and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool that the gym she's at will take a video of her. And she's like, look, I beat my PR today. I'm like, that's pretty hot.
Oh,
I'm like, I love it. I love it. That's so awesome. So seeing you do the same thing, right? I think it's pretty cool, right? I think that, it's in today's world, finding time to do all that stuff and invest in yourself is important. And I think it's really good what you do. So do you find that your fitness mindset, like discipline, endurance, and resilience, translates into your other passions like bourbon and fashion? Like, do they all blend together, or do you find ways to separate them for some reason?
I wouldn't say that it's fitness specifically, but more just my drive in general, my mindset in general. So for your listeners, if anybody that doesn't follow me, a little backstory, I lost 100 pounds. And after my first kiddo, who is special needs, I was in this really bad place of anxiety and like debilitating to the point where I could barely leave my house. And I was really at wit's end. I jumped into a different, we'll call it a different diet plan that really wrecked my system. I won't name what it is, but a particular very regulated eating way.
It's not the Ralph Macchio diet, is it?
Yeah. Ralph strikes again. That guy. And so I was kind of at my wit's end, just trying to figure out, like working, trying to figure out what I needed. And then I came across something that's been really beneficial and was able to lose 100 pounds. But through that, I always had the drive because I have a why. And I work with clients. I'm a nutritionist, and I tell them, if your sole reason for working out or eating well is how you look, the likelihood is you're going to fail, because there's going to be those weeks that happen. It's only human, that are really challenging. And if all you have to turn back on is what you look like, it's going to be really easy to just write off that week and be like, you know what, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But my why is my daughter. If I need to carry her, I need to have the strength to be able to carry her. And my doctor, when I was going through everything with my anxiety and everything like that, he was like, we're going to put you on all these medications. And I was like, no, nothing against medications, but I'm not willing to accept that as my new norm. And so that was another reason why I started putting the work in. And so for me, it's not an option. My why is too great to not do those things. And I think that my passion or my drive for my health translates into other areas of my life, but I wouldn't say it's because of the fitness. It's just because of I set goals, and that's that.
No, that's cool.
I want to hit it, and I want to get there, and I'm going to push till it happens, not necessarily for the fitness reason, but just for overall life, health, all of that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It's amazing how like exercise and changing your diet and things like that can really start to affect your whole persona as a whole. Like, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Struggle with anxiety myself. I don't work out as much as I probably should to kind of battle with that, but like I understand like how some of that sometimes feels, and doing Orange Theory before as much as I did. Like I remember those days and how much better I felt doing it. So it really is that why piece of that for everybody. It should be, right? Like I agree with you. You shouldn't be looking in the mirror going, hey, I lifted 110 pounds today. Hey, how much weight did I lose? Like you shouldn't be hyper like focused on that. It should be more of, like I always tell my wife, I'm like, look at your strength, right? Like how much stronger are you today than you were before?
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to look good. I mean, everybody wants to, look a certain way and has goals they want to achieve physically. But if that's your sole thing that's driving you, then it's on the hard days, it's just not going to be enough.
All right. We're going to close out part 1 of my community spotlight episode with Emily. Before I close out the episode, I want to give a few shout outs to supporters of the channel. Some podcasts that are huge supporters of the channel. Sean and Justin over at Smoke and Sounds Pod on Instagram. Rob and Al over at the Lounge Life Podcast on Instagram. Jim and Lindsay at Children of the 80s on Instagram. Mike, who's the host of the Whiskey Morgue Podcast. You can find him at Whiskey Morgue on Instagram. Some followers that are huge supporters of the channel. John, also known as at Mr. Given on Instagram. Kyle at Nerds and Burbs on Instagram. Michael at Pints, Pipes, and Drams. Logan at 2_cigar, and Adrian at Planet Mezcal. Thank you guys all so much for your support. You guys, seriously, I wouldn't be here without you guys, so thank you guys very much appreciated. So that's a wrap on this episode of the Dram Amateur Podcast. A huge thank you to Emily for joining the podcast, and to all of you for tuning in, sipping along, and being part of this amazing community. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment to like, share, and leave a review. It helps me grow and reach more spirit lovers like you. You can also follow me on Instagram at Dram_Amateur for updates, behind the scenes content, and more. Your support means the world to me, and I can't wait to keep sharing this journey with you. Until next time, remember, life's too short for bad pours, so make every dram count. Cheers.